I'm here now with President of Bowling Green State University, Dr. Mary Ellen Mazey. Thank you for coming in and taking some time to talk to us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yes, no problem. Okay, so we've got a few questions for you today just to reflect on your first year here at BGSU. Hopefully it's been a good one for you.
I think it's been a great one.
So our first question we're going to go with is, of all the universities you've been to, what makes BGSU different?
Well, there's differences and similarities. I spent 2 years at the University of Cincinnati, and it's a very, very large university. At that time, it was over 35,000. So I like the smaller size here. And then I spent 20-some years at Wright State University, and it considers itself to be a metropolitan university. So it's different being in a large metropolitan area and having a large number of commuter students there. Then I spent 3.5 years at West Virginia University. That's a land-grant university, so you have many of the land-grant disciplines such as agriculture, forestry, wildlife. And that was similar to then Auburn University, where I spent 2.5 years. But I think the similarity is that Auburn University is located in a small town, much like Bowling Green, Ohio, about 25,000 students, and it's a very warm and friendly and welcoming environment. And that's what I see here at Bowling Green State University, and I really love it.
Good. And then kind of on the opposite side of that, what's been difficult for you with transitioning here to the university?
I don't think there's been any difficulties. Having gone through some of these transitions before, the first year is just all learning. You've got new names, new culture. I like to visit all the academic departments and learn. I've got new disciplines here that I mean, like we have popular culture. I'd never been at a university with popular culture. So I spent some time this week with them. So it's learning what are the strengths and what are some of our weaknesses that we need to work on, and how can we really strategically position ourselves. So the first year is definitely a learning experience, and I said I would hit the ground listening, and that's what I've tried to do.
Okay. And then in talking about strengths and weaknesses, after being here for a year, after being around, what areas do you see that BGSU needs improvement in? Well,
I think we have a very strong reputation in the state, across the country, and even throughout the world. We have 175,000 alums, 100,000 of them right here in the great state of Ohio, 75,000 out of state, but 2,000 of those in 125 countries throughout the world. So that's both a strength and a weakness. We have all those alums, but we haven't connected very well with them in the past. So we need to have greater connections with our alumni. I think we need to really work on our recruitment and retention of our students, especially retention. Some of our retention rates here have lowered in the last couple of years, and we need to make an all-out effort to improve those over the next few years. And I think we need to work on our graduate programming and revising our undergraduate curriculum, and at the same time building the national visibility of our athletic programs.
Very good. And out of the things you've accomplished in your first year here, what's one of the highlights or the things you've been most proud of here?
Oh, well, that's a very good question, because I'm proud of so many things. But I think probably I'm most proud of being able to get out across campus, getting to know the students, getting to know the faculty members, the staff, and our alums. And so I've made an all-out effort to really meet and talk and listen to quite a number of BGSU supporters, and to create that atmosphere of the BG family, and how we need to work together and support each other and collaborate and cooperate for our future.
Okay. And after the past president, Carol Cartwright, left office, the university encountered some issues with policies regarding the union faculty. So what has been your strategy in resolving those issues with the union faculty?
What I just mentioned, really reaching out to the faculty. The faculty did unionize prior to my arrival on campus, and we have put together an administrative team to do the contract negotiations, and they are working to, with the faculty union to negotiate the first contract. Hopefully that'll be done here in the next few months, or whenever they complete those negotiations. But at the same time, what I've really tried to do is reach out to the faculty in their home departments and get to know them. And one of the things I often ask when I go into a department, what's the latest rumor have you heard today? I'll either confirm it or set the record straight. So the agenda is their agenda.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. We're going to actually take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with more with President Mazey. Welcome back to BG24 News. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to continue our interview here with President Mazey here at the university. So going back into some more questions here.
Sure.
Hopefully you're not too tired.
No, I love to be questioned.
Okay, so Dr. Rodney Rogers was selected as the provost of the university this year, and he has a long history with the university. So how much risk would there have been if you had appointed someone from the outside, making both the provost and the president new to the university?
Well, you know, I came from Auburn University, and that was the case. Both the president had joined there 2 years before I arrived, and then I was from the outside. So I don't think it's a matter of being from the outside or the inside. It's a matter of finding the candidate that's the best fit for the university. And, you know, you stated that he'd been here for a long time. Well, he had been here 5 years, but he was a former student here. And so, yes, he does know the culture. He knows the environment, and that's very beneficial to a new president, because he obviously can verse me on many of the issues that are already out there, and then it gives me the opportunity to bring in an outside perspective about what we can do to continue to build BGSU. So I think it's a good partnership, and I respect him, I respect his advice, and I think he's done a great job as provost.
Okay, very good. Going back to with President Cartwright there after she left, controversial union policies she also had with her administration. So what risk is there in appointing Dr. Rogers to your administration, since he was also a member of President Cartwright's association as well?
Well, I think there's really no risk. Everyone has a different leadership style. And so Dr. Cartwright was my predecessor. I commend her for all the work that she did here. She initiated 6 new buildings that opened this year, and so those that work with her, I commend all of them. And so what's important is that you adjust to the next president, the leadership style, and continue to move the university forward. And again, I appreciate Dr. Rogers' expertise, and it's a very, relationship where you look to the future and what can best build BGSU.
Okay. And so you've been a dean, a provost, and now you're a president. So to what degrees are you drawing on your past experiences as a president here at BGSU? A
great deal. In fact, I served as dean at 2 different universities, so I was dean over 10 years. And I think that gives you a very solid foundation of the academic disciplines. And so I had under me at one time, and it would have been all the arts, all the sciences, the social sciences, and the humanities, which gives you a great breadth in terms of Bowling Green State University's disciplines. I think that, with that, I can bring a lot of policies and procedures that were used at my previous universities that made them more successful, and I can bring those ideas here and get people to incorporate them. I mean, I just came from a opening of the Office of Equity and Diversity in University Hall, and I've seen good models of those offices, and so it's how we build something similar right here at BGSU. So just looking forward to working with everyone that from the alumni to the students being the most important to our faculty and staff, to move BGSU forward.
Okay. And so from drawing on your previous experiences, and then now we're going to focus on the past year here at the university. So what have you learned in your past year that you plan to apply in your coming semesters here at BGSU?
Well, I think we just have so many opportunities to collaborate. I think what many times happens when there's been a great deal of transition, which there has been here at the university, been a number of different provosts in recent years, and then about 3 presidents in the last 5 years, that we've got to figure out how we look at the outside world, not just Bowling Green State University, and what are some of those opportunities that we can seize out there and collaborate and cooperate on those, such as the State Attorney General's office has decided to locate the crime lab on our campus. That presents us a number of opportunities for academic programming and for students to have co-ops and internships. And that's one of my goals, is that students have more co-ops and internships available to them.
It's very good for experience in the job field.
Yes.
And for one last question here, really quick, you present yourself as being a very personable, optimistic, and open person. So how do you manage keeping that up with the stress of your job? Obviously, the semester's winding down, so how does that work out for you?
Actually, I think you always have to be very optimistic, because for every problem, there's a solution. And for every challenge, there's an opportunity. I, like everyone else, get a little stressed out at times, so I exercise. I walk about 2.5 miles a day, and then if I'm really stressed, I just vent to somebody, and I let them know that I'm venting, and so they don't take it personally or whatever. Sometimes we all just need the opportunity to vent to others. So you just I always try to keep my sense of humor. I think that's very, very important, because we don't deal most of the time in life and death situations, and we're very fortunate. There's no greater place in the world to work than a university.
All right. Well, President Mazey, thank you very much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you for coming in and taking time to talk to us.
Anytime.
Wish you the best of luck in the rest of your career here at BGSU.
Well, I have the great opportunity of working with all you fine students like you.
Thank you very much. And we will be right back